Oh man.
All right, so Shalom Akim, wa Akiwa. Welcome to the second half of the service. We're going to pick back up in our Numbers chapter 2. We're going to read it in by Bari Ra'ashwan, and it begins. Numbers chapter 2, verse 1. You have a way at the bar, right?
Yeah, where's the bar? Anya, yes,
You don't have way at the bar, your house?
where's the bar? Masha.
I have way at the bar, your house. Oh, my shit.
Oh, what's the way the bar? Yahweh.
Okay, good.
I'm
good.
sorry.
We're good. So way at the bar, Yahweh al Masha wa o Aharon la Amar, verse 2. Ayash al the Gowa ba Ataf la Bayak Abathma Yachanwa Bani Yasharala ma Nagad Sabayab la Ahol ma Wa'aid Yachanwa, verse 3. Wahachanyam Kwadama Mazarakha the go Makana Yahawada la Tazaba Athma wa Nashia la Banya Yahawada Nakashwan or Nakashwan Bun I'm a Yandab or I'm a Yanadab. There we go. I'm a Yanadab. A minute there. 4. Watazaba Awa wa Pakwad Yaham Arabaiha wa Shebaayam Allah wa Shush Mawa. 5. Waha Chanyam Alyuwa Mata Yashashkar or Yashashakar wa Nashya'a Labanya Yashashakar Nathana Allah Bun Tazawai R Tazoyar. 6. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyawa Arabaiha ha Chamashim Alap wa Arabai Ma'awa. 7. Mata Zabawalan wa Nashya'a Labanya Zabawalan Alia Abba Bun Chalan. 8. Watazaba'awa wa Pakwadyawa Shabaiha wa Chamashim Alap wa Arabai Mawa. 9. Ko ha Pakwadyam la Makana Yahawada Ma'ath Alap wa Shamanyam Alap wa Shashath Alapyam wa Arabai Ma'awath la Tazaba'athma Ra'ashna Yesaiwa. 10. The go Makana Ra'alban Fayamanha la Tazaba'athma wa Nasha'a la Banya Ra'alban Alia Tazawur Bun Shadya Award. 11. Wa Zaba'awa wa Pakwadyawa Shasha wa Arabayam Alap wa Chamash Ma'awa. 12. Waha Hawanam Alyawa Mata Shemaiwan wa Naashya la Banya Shemaiwan Shalom Ya'ala Bun Tazawarya Shadya. It's a kind of a cool name. That's like terrible something, right? Tazawaria Shadia. Ziri Shaddai. Throw that one for later, right? Verse 13. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Shaiha ha Kamashim Allah wa Shalash Ma'wa. 14. Wa Mata Gad wa Nashya Labanya Gad alias Sap Bun Ra'aywa Allah. 15. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Kamasha wa Arabayim Allah wa Shash Ma'wat wa Kamashim. 16. Ko Hapakwadyam la Makana Ra'alban Ma'af Allah wa Achad wa Kamashim Allah wa Arabai Ma'awaf wa Kamashim la Tazaba'af Ma wa Shanyam Isaiwa. 17. Wanasai Oha Salat. Aho Mawa'id Makana Ha Loyam Bafawak Ha Makana Ka Ashara Ya Khanwa Khan Isaiwa Ayash Ail Yadwa La Gol Yaham. 18. The Gol Makana Aparayam La Tazaba'afma Yamha wa Nashya Labanya Aparayam Alia Shamai Bun I'm Yahweh Amahud. Get a little bit better with the names, just a little bit. 19. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Yapakwadyaham Arabayam Allah Khamash Awa. 20. Wa Ayol Yawa Mata Manasha Nashya Labanya Manasha Gamal Ya Allah Bun Pada Tazawar. Sound good? Pada Tazawar. Pedizer. Hope I'm saying these brothers' names right. Verse 21. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Shanyam wa Shalashim Allah wa Ma'afyam. 22. Wa Mata Banyaman. I know, so sometimes with Benjamin, sometimes you have the yan, sometimes it's just the na without the ya. Like here it's just Banyaman, not Banyam yan. Right, Banyaman. You just have Banyaman, you don't have Banyam yan. So sometimes it's spelled with the ya, sometimes not. Wa na Ashir la Banyaman Abiyadan Ban Gadainia. 23. Wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Kamasha wa Shalashim Allah wa Arabai Mawa. 24. Ko Hapakwadyam La Makana Aparayam Ma'af Alap wa Shamanath Alapium wa Ma'a La Tazaba Afma wa Shalashim Yesaiwa. 25. The Go Manaka, so Makana Dun Tapanha la Taza Ba'afma wa Nashia la Banya Dan Akhya Izor Bon Aimya Shadya 26 wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Shunyam wa Shashyam Allah wa Shabai Mawa 27 wa Ha Khanyam Alyawa Mata Ashara wa Nashia La Banya Ashar Pagaya Allah Bun Ikaran 28 wa Tazabawa wa Pakwadyaham Akhad wa Arabayam Alap wa Khamash Mawa 29 wa Mata Napatholia wa Nashia La Banya Napatholia Akhya Akhyarai Bun Ayanan 30 wa Tazaba'awa wa Pakwadyaham Shalasha wa Chamashyam Alap wa Arabai Mawa 31 Ko Habakwadyam La Makana Dun Math Alap wa Shabaiha wa Chamashyam Alap wa Shush Ma'awath La Acharanha Yisaiwa La Tegolyaham 32 Allah Pakwawadya Banya Yashra'ala La Bayath Abafma yeah, you know what? We'll probably talk about it with the other brothers, but yeah, I think it is Abatham. I'm wondering why they have it Abafma. I know, because you have thumb and thun. I know thumb is masculine plural, them, and thun is masculine plural feminine. But they have the separator after the thigh. They have a Bafma, but I'll go up Abatham. Abatham. Just like their fathers. Abatham.
To separate them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll chew it up with the other brothers. Abatham Ko Pakwawadya Ha Makana La Taza Ba'afma for Tazabatham. Shush Ma'awat Alap wa Shalash Shalashaf Alapayam wa Khamash Ma'awat wa Mashim 33 wa Haloyam La'a Pakwadwa Bathawak Banya Yashra'ala Ka'ashara Tazawa'a Yahawa'ath Masha 34 wa Aishwa Banya Yashra'ala Kako Ashara Tazawa Yahawa'ath Masha Khanwa Khana La Dagolyaham wa Khan Nasaiwa Ayash La Mashapakaf Yawa Ayo Bayaf Abath Yawa house of their fathers. Bayath Abath Yawa Okay. So let's do it in the English now. So now this is Numbers chapter 2, in verse 1. And it reads, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, verse 2, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And on the east side toward the rising of the sun shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. And Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, shall be captain of the children of Judah. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, 614,600. And those that do pitch next to him shall be the tribe of Issachar. And Nathanael, the son of Zuar, shall be captain of the children of Issachar. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof, were 54,400. So now we're getting our formations together. And as we move as a camp, we know who's in the center, right? With the tabernacle, where it says Levi. But now we're going to situate where all the different tribes will be at, surrounding the tabernacle and Levi. So it's saying, okay, this tribe is going to be northward, this one will be eastward, this one will be southward, etc., and so forth. So when we would mobilize and start to move, we could do it in an organized fashion, right? Everybody could be accounted for. It says in verse 6, his host and those that were numbered thereof were 54,400. It says in verse 7, and the tribe of Zebulun and Eliab, son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof, were 57,400. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and fourscore thousand, 6,400. Throughout their armies, these shall first set forth. So these are the three tribes going to be holding down the side of the east.
They're giving out two numbers here. Can you explain those two numbers? Was the one is the fighting men, the other one is the women and children? How is that? They gave two numbers out.
You say two numbers, what do you mean?
When they first spoke for the tribe of Judah, they gave one number. Then later on, you read another number for the tribe of Judah. What are these two different numbers?
14 numbers. Okay. So go back to Numbers chapter 1.
No, that was in this chapter.
No, I'm just talking out loud, thinking out loud.
Okay.
So go back here. It's 74,600. And here it's 100,000, fourscore thousand, 600. Throughout their armies, you shall be first set forth. It looks like this is going into the entire host, not just those that are battle ready.
Okay, so the first number, like in verse 4, it says, and his hosts and those that were numbered on were 14,600, right?
Yeah, that was from chapter 1. Then it says, and those that do pitch next to him. Okay, wait a minute.
Verse 9, all that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100. They're talking about the women and children there, where the first part, the verse 4, where they just talking about the men, the fighting men.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Now I think I see what's happening here. They're grouping the three tribes together. Judah is kind of like the tribe of these three, and then it gives a total. Because as you go down to chapter 2, verses 10 to 16, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to talk about Reuben, Simeon, and Gad, and it's going to say all that were numbered of the camp of Reuben were 100,000, 50, and 1,400. So it's adding up Reuben, Simeon, and Gad all together. Because it's doing an aggregate for each side. I think I see what they're doing here. So in other words, it's going to add Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun.
So why would it just say Judah then if it's adding all three of them?
I guess just using one tribe to group the three with that one tribe. Because in verse 16 it does the same thing when it says all that were numbered in the camp of Reuben, and the pattern keeps going as you read down. But let's just shoot it up real quick just to make sure we get it calculated out. So let's see. We got
Well, it actually specifies in verse 3, it says the armies. So the women and children wouldn't be part of the army. But in verse 9, all of the numbers, 100,000 fourscore, 1,006.
So for Judah, right?
Oh, this is armies again.
So for Judah, we got what? 14,600. So that's 74,600, right?
Yeah,
Add that right, or is it 84?
14,600.
That's 84,600, right? So if you add that to 54,000, so I'm going to add that to Issachar's group, right? Which is 54,400, which is in verse 6, right? And then I add that with Zebulon's group, which is 57,400. I get 100,000, fourscore thousand, 6,400 throughout the whole group. So I add them all together, that's the number that I get.
So you get that same number of Judah?
Right.
And that, okay. All right, so that's
So it's adding those three tribes together, all their fighting men.
okay. And they call them all Judah.
Right. As you read on, we're going to see they're going to do the same thing with Reuben.
Why?
The end of bar. Yeah, I'll just do it again. 74,600 plus 54,400 plus 57,400. 100,000 fourscore is 80,000. 6,000 got that, and then 400. Yeah. So verse 10, it says, that's how many you have total on the side of the east between those three tribes that are able to fight. Numbers 2 and 10, it says, on the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben according to their families. The captain of the children of Reuben shall be Elizur, son of Shadir, his host, and those that were numbered thereof were 46,500. And those which pitched by him shall be the tribe of Simeon. And the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. Zurishaddai, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, and the captain of the sons of Gad shall be Eliasaph, the son of Ruel, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 45,650. All that were numbered in the camp of Reuben were 100,050 and 1,450 throughout their armies, and they shall set forth in the second rank. Right? So it's the second rank on the south, as it says back up in verse 10. So it's calling the camp of Reuben. It's combining Reuben and those other two tribes into one conglomerate. So Judah, Issachar, Zebulun on the east as one, Reuben, Simeon, Gad in the south as one. So verse 17, and the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they set forth every man in his place by their standards. So Levi, once again, they're not going to be going to war, but they're going to be around the tabernacle in the center. Then it says on the west side, you still have to go into the three tribes on the west. On the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim, according to their armies. And the captain of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ammihud, his host, and those that were numbered of them were 40,500. And by him shall be the tribe of Manasseh. And the captain of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 32,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, and the captain of the sons of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 35,400. All that were numbered of the camp of Ephraim were 100,000 and 8,000 and 100 throughout their armies, and they shall go forward in the third rank. Then it says, the standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies, and the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. So one more side. See what tribes are going to be in the north now. We got the east, 3 camps in the east, 3 camps in the south, 3 camps in the west. Now we're going to go into the 3 camps that are in the north, 3 tribes that are there. And you got Levi in the center. Just so you can visualize it, this mass of different fighting men from all the different tribes.
For the other nations.
Yeah, go back to Numbers chapter 1 and verse 1. Tells exactly who they're numbering. Those that were taken out of Egypt, right? But don't worry. As we read on, we'll get to see other nations pop up. But I know what you're getting at. You're getting at who's considered the camp of the Most High. Anyone that believes, we're talking about the 12 tribes. You know what the Old and New Testament says, right? Even the New Testament says what? James, the servant of God, right? Into the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. And then even Paul later on in Acts, he says what? To which hope our 12 tribes hope to come. That was late in Acts, he said that. So, yeah. You just do a look up on 12 tribes. You'll see it pops up a couple times in the New Testament. Why would Paul be talking about 12 tribes after Christ died and rose? If supposedly, like the Christian church says, oh, when Christ came, Israel didn't matter anymore. It's whoever believes. But later on in Acts, they're still talking about 12 tribes of Israel, getting them sealed. I think it's like in the 26th chapter. You got it? You never heard that one before? Yes, that's a good one to bring out too. I like to bring that one out a lot, especially like people see our sign, they're like, I'm a Christian. What's this got to do with Christianity? I say, well, didn't Paul, who we both can't claim to believe in, was he talking about the hope of the 12 tribes? In James, another disciple of Christ, right? One of the 12, and one of the top three of his disciples. Look how he starts off his letter in James, right? To the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. Read it. Yeah. So it was still about the 12 tribes. Even after Christ died and rose from the grave, went back to the Father, they still knew it was about waking up the 12 tribes, not just any old body. They just believes. That's what the Christian doctrine teaches. But waking up those 12 tribes that were scattered, oftentimes calling themselves things they weren't, but 12 tribes nonetheless. So let's continue. It says, I'll read 25 again, so we're talking about the 3 tribes in the north. The standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies, and the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, his host, and those that were numbered of them were 62,700. And those that encamped by him shall be the tribe of Asher. And the captain of the children of Asher shall be Hegiel, the son of Akron. His host, and those that were numbered of them were 41,500. The tribe of Naphtali, and the captain of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahira, the son of Enan. His host, and those that were numbered of them were 53,400. All they that were numbered in the camp of Dan were 100,050 and 7,600. They shall go hindmost with their standards. These are those, 32, these are those which were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers. All those that were numbered of the camps throughout their hosts were 600,000 and 3,550. So you do a grand total of everybody, you get that number.
Those are the only.
Right. Those that go out to war. Just like we saw a number when we came out of Israel, right? Besides women and children. When we first came out back in like Exodus, right?
There was a whole lot because remember they took only able men of 20 years and up, about 19 and down.
Mm-hmm. More people.
Will it be in that number?
Which one they make that the standard? 20 was the standard.
Up the top.
They made 20 standard.
What are you saying about that?
They made for all the tribes, they made a 20 standard, 20 and up standard for the fight and the battle.
Right.
Here in the military here, they have 18 or something.
Yeah, it's 18, I think, in the United States here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the age may vary depending on what country you go to. But I know here it's 18.
I heard in Israel, the Israeli army, everyone has to serve.
All the men had to serve in the Israeli army?
Guys didn't have to serve.
Oh, okay. Right. I think South Korea does that too.
All right.
They have to do like some mandatory service before they go into like public sector or private sector, which whatever they decide to do or are able to do. You know, certain countries they require it. Verse 33, once again, it says, but the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, as Yahweh commanded Moses. So they wouldn't be the ones who got to the battle. They would have the task of keeping the tabernacle secure. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched by their standards, and so they set forward, everyone after their families, according to the house of their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so setting the battle in array, as they say, right? As you see in the scriptures. Set the battle in array. So this is our first standing army, right? Being arranged in the wilderness. Right? Beyond just the, ragtag guerrilla units, right? As you might see with like smaller bands, but this is the beginning of Israel being established as a nation out here in the wilderness. One that's can sustain itself. At least the beginning of that process, which will continue on until we get to the end of Deuteronomy, of course.
I'm just reading here. It says, Israel required that its citizens serve in the military when they turn 18,
Mhm.
3 years for men and 2 years for women.
So it's kind of a joke, but not really. It's not really funny. But that applied to Palestinians too. No, but we don't neither one belong in that land. But that's what happens when you're hard headed. We're all over here, this part of the world, right? Still trying to figure it out, put it all together. What we're supposed to be doing. So all praises to the Most High, all praises to His Son, all praises to the Holy Spirit, because you know, without those intervening, we definitely couldn't have this conversation today. See what we see, hear what we hear, know what we know, right? And be able to build upon that. So, all thanks to them and for the mercy they provided us, right? To come together and to slowly but surely build our numbers back up again, right? One of a city, two of a family, all throughout four corners of the earth, especially here in the Americas, right? The hotbed of activity. We know it's going to be a real hotbed pretty soon. Right? I know we all look forward to that day, right? It's sad though because there's a lot of beautiful countryside. There's a lot of beautiful scenery and animals and all types of stuff here, but because of the wickedness of Esau, this whole thing has to be exterminated. Because you see America in the media, you tend to see like major cities, right? Like Los Angeles, New York, right? But you see other countries overseas, you always see like their wild parts that aren't inhabited. Like especially if you see like Africa, for example. Anytime you see Africa in the media, it's always like giraffes running around, in lions and Serengeti, as if they don't have cities over there. Like when they show America, they don't show the Great Plains, and there's like all types of just wilderness in America that's not inhabited right now. They don't show the Grand Canyon, they just show like wildlife, even like going into the woods. You just see oh, it's major cities and modern technology, this, that, and the third. You see that here. They try to portray as if other countries don't have that too in the modern era. I just think that's kind of funny. But main point I'm making is yeah, there's a lot of beautiful wildlife and animals here in North America, but the United States is going to all have to go up in the flames just because of the wickedness of the powers that be.
And when comparing the numbers and today, I said that earlier, because scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, we shouldn't expect to see big congregation of Israelites come together at once. Because we scattered throughout the four corners, we got people waking up. And compared to the majority of the population and those that will be saved, you would not see the big number come together in one church. That's why you gotta, when we see 2 or 3 people gathered, like man, where's the God's people? They all over the place gathered.
Oh yeah.
But if you're waiting for one big group and then say, oh man, the end is here now because there's a big group, you're making a big mistake.
Come. If you guys know the verse I was referring to, was just saying what he just said. You can write it down, Jeremiah 3:14. It says, "Turn, O backsliding children, say the Lord, for I am married unto you. I will bring you one of a city, two of a family, and I will bring you back to Zion." You might have an entire city of people where it's just most I looked at an entire city and said, oh, one soul. Everybody else, nope. An entire family, it's 2 people in the entire family that are considered worthy. Rest of them, like was it Consumac was quoting that other time? It should be 2 men in the field, right? 2 women at the mill, right? One taken, the other left, So slim pickings, quality, not quantity, and scattered abroad. And the Most High is a man of war, right? We read that scripture in Exodus. But even looking at it on from that perspective, you see the benefit too. It's like what Kahamba was alluding to. Imagine if you had like a million Israelite march, right? You go to Washington, right? all the different camps, right? You might say, yeah, that'd be good, but now from a military standpoint, you think about it, you go, oh, I don't know, especially if that thing is like televised, or they catch wind of it through social media. They might say, oh, all right, now we can test out a weapon. We got them all in one place, right? Let's test out one of our weapons on them and see what'll happen. And we know ultimately the Most High will protect us, from whatever if we're doing the right thing. But the fact that we have so many different schools, right? Some bigger than others, but like you said, not big like the Christian church or like the Islamic mosque. Like those are humongous religions, right? They have huge followings, right, compared to our followings. But it's even strategic that we be spread out to where they can't just find a leader, cut it, take them out, discredit them, and then the whole thing just disperses, right? Like we're like autonomous little units, right, all over, like cells, building up in different places, right? All being led by that same leader who they can't get to because they already killed him, and he rose. He's in the heavens, right? He has a spirit down here, building up all our camps all over, like you were saying. Also, in Jeremiah 3:14, you can write down Matthew 18 and 20. So Matthew 18 and 20, along with Jeremiah 3:14, which says, 2 or 3 gather together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. So yeah, there's 2 or 3 brothers and sisters together in the truth. That's church. That's camp right there, Doing it for a righteous cause, even when you're by yourself. Most times with you, right? Unless you just start going off and eating pork and bowing to idols. Now, now you got all the types of friends that'll visit you then. Good. So the Most High, he's not so much about quantity, he's more about quality. Another verse you can add to that list too, I see your hand. We mentioned it before, but just you can write down Matthew chapter 7 and 13, and also verse 14. That's the straight is the gate, narrow is the way that leadeth unto life, few there be that find it. But wide and broad is the gate that leadeth unto destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So it should be a red flag if you say, oh yeah, the belief system I'm in, we got millions of members, every year increasing. Well, in the scriptures, Christ said it's going to be a straight and narrow path where few go in at a time. So that right there, just alone is a red flag. Hey, let me look at your doctrine and see what it is. More than likely, it's not going to be something of this. It might have parts of this and mixed with some other stuff. That's when that's another way to die, not the one way to live.
Yeah, even remember, if some of the people is not even on the internet.
Yeah.
But out there, they just do it. Even when you went over to California, you saw a group. They were like, or something like that.
Yeah. And you found them again online. I think they're called Iglesias de Dios, and it says like Israelita. Yeah, and they never seen like Southern Kingdom camps like that. Like at least when we met them, they had never seen us before, like, or camps like ours. They was like, oh wow, this is interesting. They didn't have the whole 12 tribes thing, but they knew. We talked to their elder. They knew about they had to keep the commandments and believe on Christ. Like they had that intact. They knew about the different tribes, but like as far as like the specific who the different tribes were, they didn't really have that thing outlined. But they knew to do that. Like I said, the whole camp was pretty much Issachar. And like I said, they had never seen Southern Kingdom camps out there teaching like we did. So the Most High had the Spirit deal with them to show them. It's in Inglewood, California. We took a missionary trip out there some years ago, and we're teaching out there. And it was funny because it wasn't even we already came back from camp that evening. I think we just got done getting something to eat. We were heading back to the hotel, and we went down the wrong street by accident. And as we were making a U-turn, one of us in the truck, we looked over. We're like, we just kind of we know it wasn't by accident. It was the Most High, obviously. But we remember just seeing the name of the church, which was the Iglesias de Dios, which is Spanish for Church of God, right? Then in parentheses it said Israelita, which is Spanish for Israelite. We saw that Israelita in parentheses. We were like, whoa, Akim, look. And we seen We see the show of David, and then we went in, and then we went there, I think another day that week when they had their class. And Issachar, they're craftsmen. They had like church pews, but they all had like 7 candlestick menorahs, like carved on the end of each of the church pews.
Right.
And the big shield of David like painted on the ceiling. It was like a white ceiling with like a blue shield of David painted on the ceiling. You know, so they decked the church up pretty nice. It was it was cool just to see other tribes waking up to where we're out here doing this all the time, but to really see it, like wow, okay, the Most High is working. It's not just us.
Right.
That's part of our test to not see all the other camps, but to know that the Most High is waking us up.
Okay.
Because what happens? That's part of our test because Israel can be very carnal, right? When we see things, we can put a finger on things, right? When we see a lot of members or see a lot of money, we think, yeah, God's here. And it's just like that ain't always the case.
And also you can note Matthew 9:37. The harvest is plenteous, and the labor is few.
Right. Whole lot of harvest. That's labor.
That's labor. That's of us
Is that labor?
go out there doing to try to get the whole world from Israel. Amen.
Right.
So Yahushua knew what he was talking way back when. The story was already written. The story is of he done see the story. He done see the movie already. He done play. It just so happened now it's our time that we wake it up. The work was already done. The Most High done do his work way back then. We just catching up to the process.
Right.
It was written, we just playing this role.
We playing the role.
Exactly.
All playing the role.
Yep. What's the famous Shakespeare quote? They said,
You know what's probably going to happen.
all the world is stage.
You're going to get more of the movie.
But we might get less. Yeah, wait, because that's supposed to wake up in another, it's like you're waking up some other country, outside of the United States.
I think one time we saw I saw a video one time, brother out teaching out in I think it was Amsterdam somewhere. And I was like, wow, Amsterdam, woo! Out there in that country. What were you about to say?
I say like Brazil, they have like 200 million people.
I haven't seen one a camp down there yet. I'm sure there's one, but we definitely need Portuguese speaking brothers down there for sure. If not, them waking up down there. Say what? Because they say there's more Judah was brought there than they say the slave capital was Charleston, South Carolina, right? As far as the majority of slaves that were brought to North America. They said that even more were brought to Brazil, to the coast. So we got plenty of Southern Kingdom down there, and of course you got Asher down there too, as well as Naphtali, which is Argentinians and Chileans. So
We just gotta hope if we here, we hope that we still part of the cast in,
Right.
not the cast out.
Right.
Come, that's good.
In that movie, the cast you cast you.
Come.
You made the cast out. We gotta hope that we still in.
Yeah.
All the way till the movie ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to play on words. It's good. Cast in, cast out.
One church said that we got numbers. We everywhere. We opening up everywhere. Yeah.
You know what?
Everywhere.
Right. You know what? It's like, but for the larger camps, all they have to do is make sure they read Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, because everything they need to see is in there. And Israel will fall into those same traps again, where if they stay on that course with that kind of attitude, they're going to get split up again, and then those that were sincere in that group are going to start new schools, and this process is going to continue. But they just have to hold fast to those first principles, because Paul warned them. He said, look, when we first got here, it was just us. Now you guys have thousands of instructors in Christ, but he's like, I don't say these things to, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he's like, I don't say these things to to not motivate you, but just to warn you, like you guys have, a lot going on right now, but at the same time, don't think that it's not the Most High working, because you guys are already starting to worship people who taught you. You guys are saying, I'm of Paul, or I'm of Peter, I'm of this. Like they were saying, he was saying in Corinthians, you see certain camps doing that right now. I'm under this brother, I'm under this camp, I'm under this thing, and it's just like we're under Christ. And you can say it, but it's the spirit behind why you're saying it. When you're looking to somebody as opposed to the Christ that's in them, right? And that line could be kind of blurred sometimes. And when it gets blurred to the wrong side, that's where now you can look at this brother and say he can do no wrong. And then when he goes to and starts pushing doctrines, you're just like, okay. And then you're stuck.
So what you're saying, like, we in a society that worship breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, what you've been doing over and over may seem monotonous. You want something new. You need a new breakthrough, a new breakdown.
Yep.
You need a new breakthrough. You got some new stuff popping up. If you're gonna break through here,
Yeah.
If you're breaking through and come up with your own stuff.
Or reinventing the milk.
Right.
Are you kidding me? I think we see that a couple times, right? With some of the I think it might have been Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, where they were like, someone was asking about going to their school, and they're like, oh, you gotta go to headquarters. You gotta take a trip up to New York and sit before the elders, something like that. And it was like, damn, I'm like, really? Like, it was like a job interview? Like, what's going on here? It was like very like formal, like you have to go here and okay.
Opposite of what let's say, or the understanding is going to be fulfilled. How?
Yeah,
the understanding is going to grow and change.
Right. That's what we're joking about when we say, like, why you got to reinvent the milk.
Right.
Like, if anything, the foundation, it should build on the foundation, not like, oh, we got the milk wrong, check this out.
They say it's going to increase.
I mean, your understanding will increase, right? What happened is it's just like some of the stuff that you learn, the same scripture that you learn, as you go out there and exercise it, when you go back and read that same scripture, you see more and more stuff.
Right.
That's the change.
Right.
But to bring something completely new,
Right.
That has nothing to do with the scriptures, that's doctrine.
Right.
Because you can read one scripture today. I bet you 2 months from now you read it again, you get more understanding of that same scripture. Right. Because you apply it in the world and you based on your experience,
right.
And you come back as if the scripture is different, but it's the same scripture, but you gain more experience.
Okay.
But the original lesson you got from it, that doesn't change.
Right.
Because what they're doing, like to use a metaphor, it's like you're doing extensions on a building, building like higher floors, right? Changing the materials maybe, right? But what brothers will do is they'll change the foundation itself, move things around. You can't do that. You get to demolish an entire building before you do that.
Okay.
You bring in like doctrines. That's like what you're doing. You get to smash the people down completely, as opposed to building on top with what you've already known, what you've already been shown. That's where when doctrines come in that are clearly, against the basic principles of the scriptures, or the first principles of the scriptures, that you got to look at it kind of sideways and go, what's going on here? Is this the spirit of the Most High? Because you'd be surprised what people will create in the attempt to, like you said, separate yourself, or to be considered like different, right, or new, right?
Add to it.
So don't be new and wrong.
But if they're different, they want to add to it. Even if they're following the scripture, what the scripture is, they want to add something to it. You know what I mean? Saying like this what it is. You know what I mean? And it's not there, but it's not in there.
Right.
They just want to add. You know what I mean? And make people to believe what they're saying.
And
it's not true.
And for what he's saying, what Fatma Waka is saying, just write down these two verses, and then we'll close out. Write down Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1 and 2.
Hey,
also, you can write down, one second. You can also write down Revelation chapter 22. Revelation 22, 18 and 19. There's one more in Deuteronomy. It's Deuteronomy 13. There's a third one. Oh, you can write down Proverbs.
I mean,
That's funny.
I know. What you got to do, find out how much it is, what you think the same. For 1 week. Okay, do that.
Proverbs chapter 30, verses 5 and 6. That's that one. Proverbs 35 and 6 you can add to it.
Next Friday. Cash money. Next Friday, cash money. Yeah. Cash money. Find out how much court, cash money next Friday. Come on.
So everybody got those three, right?
What was that?
When was the last thing you wrote? Chapter 30, verses 5 and 6.
Now, yeah, that's a good little book there. So you say, and read English, and they got English underneath, where you can study to learn the alphabet.
Right, when we get done, I'll give you show you a website that you can look at right now. It has the same
Oh, you
thing.
gonna show me your website? But,
So,
before I say that, he gonna word it for me.
okay, one thing at a time. So, you got those verses? We're kind of getting distracted here. We got the final verses before we move on.
I need for you to make me a makeup. Because I ain't doing.
We'll talk about it in a second. I'm just saying, like, just these last couple of verses, because it's based on what you just said.
I ain't writing it down.
I need you to write it down.
Like a paper.
Thought you had that out already.
You see what I got? Well, where's that? I ain't got nothing in there.
You haven't been writing down.
That's a word bag.
We'll talk after the service. So, you brothers got those verses, right? Good?
The 30th chapter, right?
What
5
verse?
and 6.
Right.
The Proverbs.
You got the other two, right?
Now, what was the
Revelation 22. And some senior moments. Look forward to those. Revelation 22, verses 18, 19.
well,
And Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. For Brother Bafat Mawak for his comment.
I'll to the bathroom.
Please.
Come on.
No, we just quoted you.
You have a witness?
Yeah, I don't have a witness, but I know
You
you.
can't move that.
All right, so with that, we're going to say Shah Shabbat. Kind of reminded of what we read last week in Matthew. Remember? Could you not stay with me? Could you not stay awake with me for 1 hour? Oh, yeah, I wish I could only imagine. So next week, and so we know we did 26 and 27. We're going to do Matthew 28 and Mark chapter 1.
Matthew 28 and what?
Mark chapter 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to finish up Matthew and then do the first chapter of Mark, so the next gospel.
Okay.
It's going to be our reading for next week.
What's the next one?
Matthew 28 and Mark chapter 1.
That was the past one, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Don't let it be something like a higher level like law school, right? You get called out on the spot. you not be with me for 1 hour? Well, we're definitely Israel, that's for sure. I can see that much. We are the people of Israel. All right, so short Shabbat. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. Stay safe, stay hydrated if you're outside, if it's hot. And yeah, keep drinking that water, which is Christ, the water he told the woman about the well, right? He asked for the water I'm talking about. You will never thirst. You want to drink both water for physical and for spiritual nourishment. Right. So let's do the closing prayer. I'm gonna close the blinds, Baba Kushan. The ones on the left. Yeah.
That's good. So you right now again.
Parakataya Hawa by Shimi Hawashai, Asharana Thanana Parya Gapan Tuara Aman. La Yahweh by Shimi Hawashai, Yashala. English translation. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, that gives to us the fruit of the vine. Thank you, so be it. To Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, with Israel. Magua, Panuai Rostrum, stand and face Jerusalem. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kushai, Shemai, Lanawa, Aitha, Yamyan, Aitha, Shalak, Mike Allah, Wahayam, Tazwadakim, Shma'al, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Wachazayak, Banyad, Yasha'ala, Washalak, Lanawa, Rabiam, Kakama, Rabiam, Da'ith, Rabiam, Bayanad, Rabiam, Sabalanwa, Rabiam, Amawan, Rabiam, Aqua, Rabiam, Ahabiam, Rabiam, Haganah, Rachanaya, Wasalak, Kal, Katayanawa, Wa'akim, Wa'akiwa, Wayasha'ala, Thamyad, Waiwalam, Ba'asham, Yahawashai, Kawada, Aman. English translation, Yahweh, name of Yahweh Shai. Please listen to us now, right now. Send Mike on the righteous powers to watch over, bless, heal, protect, and make strong the children of Israel. And send to us much wisdom, much knowledge, much understanding, much patience, much faith, much brotherhood, much love, much spiritual protection, and forgive all our sins. For the brothers, sisters in Israel, always and forever, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Four Corners Prayer. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Nawa, Wayasha'ala, Wabathia Saparia, Shema, Yashra'ale, Yahweh, Allah, Yahweh, English translation, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us in Israel in the house of books. And then we said, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. That will say, Shar Shabbat, happy Sabbath. Most High's will see you for the upcoming classes.
Shalom.
Shalom.